Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double blessing and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who told me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Back here with another lesson through the spirit, man. Just want to play this video for you all real quick that came across my feed. So I'm going to go ahead and play that and pull out a few precepts concerning the topic, and Lord willing, it'd be an edifying lesson to those out there listening and watching. So shouldn't be too long of a lesson. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get it, man.
NATO is the most powerful.
So it says, let me say this too. Fair use, copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under section 1976. This is for educational purposes only. Not making any money off this. No monetary gain. YouTube. So this is just for educational purposes, edification only. I'm not making any money off of it. But yeah.
NATO is the most powerful defense alliance in world history. It's even more powerful than the Roman Empire. And more powerful than the Napoleon Empire. We are the most powerful defense alliance in world history.
So he said NATO is more powerful than the Roman Empire, the Napoleonic Empire. We are the most powerful in world history. Now, one of the first precepts that came to my mind was Daniel chapter 2. This is Daniel chapter 2, and this is verse 40, and it's speaking of the ancient Roman Empire. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. There shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. So that's describing the kingdom that we're in right now, which is the revived Roman Empire, right? So that first one I was talking about, iron, is talking about the ancient Roman Empire. This one is talking about the modern day Roman Empire, right? That we're in right now. The revived Roman Empire, so to speak. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. All right. And like I always say, man, this is the divided kingdom. You see division all throughout this kingdom, man, on all levels. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. They shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So that's that, number one, right? And the reason why this kingdom that we're in right now is more powerful, you could say, than the ancient Roman Empire or the kingdoms before is because they mastered the weapon, right? Their blessing, they mastered it. They've learned from all of these other kingdoms, all the mistakes that they made, but they don't understand this simple fact, though. Number one, those kingdoms, you may be more powerful than them, but your kingdom is crumbling, just like the rest of them. So it's not like y'all kingdom was just so good to where y'all weren't going to face a downfall like the other ones, because as you all know, number one, next year coming up is the 250th year of America, right? The United States. The average lifespan of a kingdom, empire, is 250 years. Okay, and that's not to say that this kingdom is gonna fall. in 2026. But coincidence? I think not. Look at this. Look at the signs, and look at the things that are going on right now. And you tell me. Okay, this is Revelation 13:11, and it says, "The beast from the earth, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Right, and that's talking about the ancient Roman Empire once again, man. And the ancient Roman Empire fell. The Israelites, Jake came into power, and the Edomites were back on the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, outcasts of society. They were going through it. That's why they call it the Dark Ages. And also because we were in rulership. And then after our 1,000-year reign, they came back into power, which is the Renaissance era, the rebirth, which was their daily wound being healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, right? And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying in them that dwell on the earth that they shall make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, right? And this digital system that we're coming into is Esau Edom's way at trying to revive the second deadly wound that is coming upon them, right? Because they know, Esau Edom knows that their kingdom is failing, and that they're at the end of their rulership. They're trying to do everything in their power, however, to delay that and stop it from happening. I can't spell. This is Psalm 49:11. Oh, let's get this. The folly of trusting in riches. We can start at verse 1. Psalm 49:1. Hear this, all ye people, give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor, together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceaseth forever. Salaki. That he should still live forever and not see corruption. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And you can even hear that pride in that Edomite's voice. I'm not gonna pull it back up because the video gonna start acting weird, it's gonna kick me out. All this other stuff. But you can tell. And even NATO is falling apart, man. Right? Which NATO is a part of that beast that I've been talking about. That beast, the Roman Empire, is made up of 7 heads, which is NATO, and 10 horns, which is the EU, along with Babylon the Great, the whore, America riding the beast. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names out of pride, man. They think to themselves, who will take us down? Nobody. And that's just a fact, man. That's exactly how the Edomites think. They have no type of regard for the Most High, man. And I'm going to try and get that in Daniel if I can. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly. Yet their posterity approve their saying. Salah. So the fact that these people even think that their houses are going to go on forever, that they're going to be in rulership forever, the Lord is basically saying that they're fools for thinking this way. This is Obadiah 1 and verse 1. Edom will be humbled. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh, Most High Power, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what these countries are about to do, man. They're preparing themselves. They're all going to come against America in the end, in war. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And these countries are starting to let it be known in the news and whatnot, just in general, how much they despise these Edomites, man, whether it be Amalek, Israelis, or whether it be regular Idumeans, Americans. These other nations are letting it be known, though. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, right? So that pride, man, is what's is gonna be another reason why they fall. Of course, the number one thing being because of their wickedness, but that prideful mindset, that's also a part of wickedness too, man. The Lord calls us as a people to be humble and to live in a humble manner, right? Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty look before a fall. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's you hear that same level of pride in that man's voice, right? We're the greatest. We're greater than this empire, that empire, all this other stuff. Okay. Remember now, those empires were most likely saying the same thing, because that same spirited people are back on the earth today. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, that's what they're doing, man. They exalt themselves, holding themselves up high, right? As a reason in scriptures, man, let another man praise thee. Don't boast about yourself. But that's only concerning us. That's why Esau Edom gets to speak out like this. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So the Lord is going to bring them down, man. Call all Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. I want to get this and then I'm going to end it off there. It's either this one. Daniel 4 and 25. No, it's actually, let me get this real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. We can get verse 7. Then answered I and said, let's start from verse 1. 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or even the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and and ever the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Right? So we just read that the Lord is going to be the one who takes these people down, this group of people, which is the self-proclaimed white man. And he also just said that he made the heavens and the earth, and there's no one that can make those things perish except for me. Then answered I and said, as Ezra's talking, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth, right? Because we're coming to the end of this earth age. This is the end of this earth age, and we're coming into a new one. And this new earth age is going to be the kingdom of heaven that is on earth. The kingdom is going to take place on earth. And we're going into a period of time where the Israelites are going to rule the earth forever in righteousness, and they shall never be uplifted. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we're coming to the end of Esau's world, man. And we're coming into that second part of that prophecy, Jacob being the beginning of it that followeth. I want to get this, and I'm close it off there. This is Daniel 4 and verse 24. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my Lord the king, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. And they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. And actually, I want to get this one. This is really the correct one I should get to close it off. Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And the basis of men are the Edomites, man. So the Lord gives this power to whomever he wants to. It just so happens that the Edomites are on rulership, but their rulership is coming to an end. That pride that man had in that video is going to cease to exist very soon. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double blessings and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel. Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Shalom.